Not long ago, Volvo was seen as a cut-price alternative to the likes of an Audi, BMW or Mercedes. Now though, it is very much part of that gang, and its cars are some of the most desirable and safest on the road. The original XC60 was a big hit, but it didn't face nearly as much competition as this second generation model, and Volvo wants it to be one of its best sellers. But cars that stand in the way include Audi's Q5, BMW's X3 and the Land Rover Discovery Sport. Is the XC60 up to the challenge? That's what we'll find out in this review. And don't forget, we can help save you some money if you're thinking of buying an XC60 when you go to our new car buyer marketplace. And a link for that is in the description below. For now though, let's see how the XC60 handles on UK roads. Contrary to most large SUVs, engine choice is actually quite small. There's 2 diesels and 1 petrol, labelled D4, D5, and the petrol is called the T8. Our recommendation is the lower powered diesel, which is the D4, because it has 188 brake horsepower and is the right blend of performance and economy. It's the most efficient in the range out of the T8 hybrid, and it has good performance on both the motorway and around town. An 8-speed automatic gearbox comes as standard, and it changes gear mostly swiftly and slickly, although it can leave you lingering slightly in a higher gear when you'd rather be in a lower gear. Volvo claims this XC60 has sporty handling. While grip is good, there is still quite a bit of lean in the corners, so I think it's a little bit stretched to actually call it sporty. If you do want something with sharper handling, go for the Jaguar F-Pace or Porsche Macan. The standard fit suspension on the XC60 feels well suited to UK roads. The XC60 floats over most lumps and bumps in the road, although deeper potholes will still send a shudder through the car. You can upgrade to an optional air suspension setup, but we think you're better off without it. Neither of the diesel engines are quiet, especially at idle, and there's quite an irritating suspension noise when you go over a big bump. And on the motorway, road and wind noise is worse than an Audi Q5. The XC60's seating position is more like a car than an SUV. That said, there's plenty of adjustment in the seat and steering wheel, so you should be able to find a comfortable driving position. You can adjust the height of the seat and lumbar electrically on all models, and you have to adjust the recliner and slide manually on R-Line and Momentum. Anyway, the visibility is excellent, and even out the back as well. For an SUV, it's really good. You get reverse parking sensors as standard on all models, and on the options list you'll find front parking sensors, reverse camera, 360 camera, even a system that parks itself. This 9-inch touchscreen controls virtually everything on the Volvo XC60, and the display is beautifully crisp and bright. By the very nature of the fact that it is a touchscreen means it can be quite tricky to use on the move, which is one of the main reasons why BMW and Audi use a rotary dial. Following the sat-nav as well can be quite tricky because it's difficult to see which road to take. That said, it does have some great features, including Bluetooth audio streaming, DAB radio, and it's got smartphone mirroring, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The XC60 is a big car, so it's no surprise then that even if you're tall, which I'm not, you won't feel hemmed in. It's also very light, so it has the illusion of being even more spacious. In fact, only the Land Rover Discovery Sport in its class is indeed bigger inside. There's also plenty of places to store your everyday clutter. There's a decent sized door bin for a large bottle of water, or if you're on your way to a party and you're definitely not drinking drinking and driving, a bottle of wine will fit in the door bin. And there's plenty of space here, 2 cup holders here, and even a secret little storage space here, although not so secret now, and a decent sized glove box. Move to the rear seats and it's the same story. Tall people will really appreciate how much headroom there is. Even if you go for the optional panoramic roof, there's still plenty of headroom. In fact, it's a lot more spacious than most cars in its class. And you can fit 3 adults side by side very happily indeed. Move around to the boot, and although the Volvo XC60 can hold a couple of large suitcases or a few bags of compost, the Audi Q5 and BMW X3 are bigger still. That said, it should be plenty big enough for most families. There's no load lip to negotiate, and you can split and fold these rear seats to create even more room. Now that Volvo is well and truly in the same camp as its German rivals, cars like the XC60 are no longer cheap. In fact, on a PCP deal, it's more expensive to buy than both an Audi Q5 and Mercedes GLC. It's more expensive to insure compared with some of its rivals, and it won't hold on to its value as well as the best in its class. What redeems the XC60 though is its standard equipment, because even entry-level Momentum models come with climate control, keyless start, cruise control, automatic lights and wipers, and heated leather seats. Momentum is where we'd put our money then, but if you want to splash out, then pricier cars get luxuries including air suspension, a heated steering wheel and massaging front seats. It also scores big points for safety because all models come with automatic emergency braking. And on the options list, you'll find blind spot monitoring and pilot assist system, which helps to steer the car and keep it in its lane at motorway speeds. This latest XC60 may not be the most exciting SUV to drive, but it's classy and roomy inside, has plenty of standard equipment and, well, in short, a thoroughly recommendable SUV. For plenty more on the Volvo XC60, including our full online review, head to whatcar.com. And don't forget, if you're thinking about buying one, we can help save you some money. Just follow the links on the screen and never miss another video. Hit subscribe.